Strap yourselves in, guys. We are just about to get started. Get your popcorn, get your licorice, get your root beer. It's gonna be a good stream, baby. Welcome everybody to round 3 of the iRacing Fanatec GT challenge. We are here at the Daytona Racecourse Road 2007. It will be a little dim, the lights will be on, and if you've got a buddy with you, you best be holding hands for this entire racecourse. 45 minutes of balls to the walls racing, and we are happy to broadcast it for you guys. I'm, of course, joined by the man himself, Craig King. Craig, how are you?
Daytona! I am doing great. Something about Daytona. There's something about it. Just a few corners and an oval. It's standard. It's straight. It's, you know what you're getting when you come to here. It's I can't call it boring because I love Le Mans. But some people would call Le Mans boring and then would race Daytona. So, right, it's Daytona. It's the old version of Daytona, which means it's going to be bumpy. And I have never driven anything other than oval cars around the 2008 version of Daytona, 2007, the old version. Have you done the Legends, the new Legends? Because I drove the Legend around here earlier in week 13. It was bumpy. So I can't imagine what suspensioned cars in the GT1s and the Fords are going to do around here, but I can imagine it's going to be fun.
Oh, well, I mean, given the fact that it's big old V8s, V10s, and V12s respectively, I think I've got that terminology right. It's going to be bumpy, and then the engine's going to scream, and, well, I mean, the Corvette is going to scream a lot, so that is going to get me absolutely riled up. Can't wait to see what the guys can do coming around here. There's 2 horseshoes, and then there is a quite sharp hairpin going on to the NASCAR version 1-2. Then the old style bus stop, then onto 3 and 4, and that is essentially the entire track.
Oh, hang on. You've got the S's by the pit lane. You've got the little kink. Come on, let's give it some respect. There are more than that. In fact,
there's a corner. But that's at the start of the lap.
I mean, the best thing is that everyone knows when you do iRacing, it's done on a corner per incident rate for your safety rating. And we talk about NASCAR 1 and 2, NASCAR 3 and 4, a couple horseshoes and a bus stop. iRacing class it as 12 corners. The bus stop itself is 4 corners. I might even be playing it easy. I think they may have even said 16 corners. So it is I gotta admit, it is quite funny when you're down here and you're thinking you're not going to get much SR, and you race this. Oh, hang on 1 second. How many corners is iRacing calling this? 16 corners? 17 corners? Wow, I might be alright today. It's, honestly, it's bizarre. 12 turns, they call it, is the official on Daytona, but they're wrapping up qualifying at the moment. I think the only person still going around might be... Yeah, the number 2 is Syandra, just crossing the line. So we do have a very, very tight qualifying at the moment. Emeric Blom is pole, the only time in the 140s with a 147.72. Behind him is Stefan Overgaard, who is a 141.055. Anthony Froment with a 41.244, and Syandra in the... Well, it's a... That's Sai. I'm going to have to confront you here, Sai. Is that a red with white striped Corvette? I thought that was only reserved for the Dodge Vipers, and it's on a Corvette. Someone correct me if I'm wrong.
It's a work in progress, you know. You don't sound impressed.
I hope it's like Corvette did come out with something like that, but a red car with 2 white stripes down the middle and it's an American muscle car has to be a Dodge Viper. So if it's on a Corvette, Sai, you and me are going to have some words.
Do we want to go over the qualifying, though? Just as they're wrapping up, there's 30 seconds left of it.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. So we talked about the top 3. Blom, 140.772. Overgaard, a 141.055. Fromont, a 141.244. So Syandra in P4 with a 141.398. Kevin Bellens, a 44.441. Godfrey in 6th with a 41.560. Cedric Ocek, a 41.6 flat. Thomas Ferrier, a 141.830. Simon Vernier, a 142.011. Leonardo Baeo, a 42.101. Stephanie Leslie, a 142.180. Sebastian Riefmüller, a 142.237. Chris Felsted, a 42.262. The P14 is Sylvain Morian, a 42.545. David Henry, a 42.772. Alex Robinson, a 42.892. J. Bart Cornelisi, a 43.179. Ryan Garbin, a 43.295. Devis Temusarunis is 143.474. Down into 20th, we've got Sebalix Bakos, a 143.617. Yulia Yalin, I apologise for my finish there, a 143.905. Russell Wheatley into 22nd, a 144.437. Gary Brown, a 44.692. Julio Del Carpio, 46.175. Glenn Brongeist, a 46.759. Benjamin Gucci, a 47.181. And Jonathan Ranazahara, a 149.222. is the last of the GT1s that qualified. Will Messick, Charles R. Loffin II, and Thomas Bouvier did not qualify. We'll start in that order for the GT1s.
Going into the GT2s, so the 4 GTs, it is Ethan Bass with a 145.305. Hyde with a 146.017. Mosquera with a 146.676. Davenport with a 149.187. It then goes down to... Oh, that's it for the GT2s.
Oh, you've got 2 more. There's 2 that did not set a time. Justin Kay and Kevin Farling. Unfortunately, we're going to have to call him Kevin because he's got the correct letters for his name, but iRacing do not pick it up. So those 2 will be 35th and 36th on the grid in that order, respectively, at the back of the field. And do you know what? I was right about Sai. There's an SRT logo on the side of that Corvette, which means one thing. That is a Dodge Viper replica on a Corvette.
So he's already our eyes for the cursed livery of the day.
Sorry, that's got to be cursed. That is cursed.
They have to do a full lap of this, don't they? I think they start at the start of the lap.
It's the old version, isn't it?
So we rushed all the way through that for nothing.
Rushed? I didn't rush.
Well, I did anyway. We accept
Okay.
responsibility in equality here. You know, we're an equal opportunity blamesters. We're also equal opportunity jokesters. You know, so.
So, according to my calculations, if they go the pace that Blom set in qualifying, which he didn't, we're looking at 18 laps. I think even if they don't, we're looking at an 18-lap race. It's a 30-minute race, of course, but roughly we're looking 17, 18 laps. There's going to be a lot of slipstreaming down these straights because, let's be honest, it's an oval. You do a few corners and then you go straight to a... Sai just admitted on the chat it's a Viper scheme. Thank you very much. Sorry to interject.
calling him out as the pace car goes onto the banking for 1 and 2, or T8, T9 on the official guide, but it's NASCAR 1 and 2. You can see just barely the stream of GT1s are ready to get going. Let's see what they can do.
They're still coming through here. God, this is going to be slow. It's going to be absolutely slow when they come around here. So I think I'll take the bus stop like this as well. Oh, wow. Can we have like every race? Can every track just no longer have full lap pacings? Because this is boring. I'm sorry to call out iRacing. I want to get excited about this, but I know the pace car's going to pull in exactly the same time it always does, just before the tri-oval. And then you're going to drive onto the tri-oval and just wait, and it's going to be chaos on the first corner. Do you have a prediction of how many cars gets taken out on the first corner?
I'm just praying it's 0.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I would love it to be 0 as well, but I can see Blom. He will have the inside. Sometimes I don't think on the first corner it's right to be on the inside. It's just my feeling. There's always a concertina.
Well, you have to swing out. You have to swing out to be able. You have to beat on the inside, then swing out for the first corner. This is the usual racing line.
Usual racing line, yes. And I don't know if you had the experience, but I've always found there's a concertina effect as you hit turn 1. Now, where are they right now? They are coming out of NASCAR 4 and slowly down this front stretch. Oh, this is laborious. I forgot how long this is. This is not NASCAR ovals. The pace car will dive in now, and they will wait. How long will Blom hold them? He will hold them for as long as he can,
and there he goes.
He goes straight away. Blom takes a massive launch there. Ogard's protecting P2. And Fromont will go on the inside. No, gets blocked off there at the moment. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, top 5 all make it in that order. There's a little bit of argy-bargy side by side going around the back, but it looks pretty safe at the moment. Will there be any lunches going into the bus?
There's an accident. Let's have a look at that. So the GT2s are coming in. You can see the GT1s sort of concertining up. There's only 4 starters for the GT2s. As you can see, there's a car facing the other way, and he towed, I think. Oh, there was a few casualties at turn 1. Car number 10, I think that was for the GT1s. Let's see, you know, he's still running. I think it might have been a different numbered car. Just caught 10 on the side, but car number 10 is still racing. Let's get to the front of these guys. I don't think there's been many position changes. Sai has lost 1 position. He started in 3rd position as they come onto NASCAR.
There's only been 1 position change, which is Cedric Ojek. Sorry, the position change. That's the only change I see at the top at the moment. Through the bus stop with no issues at the very flat bus stop in the old version. Yeah, just 1 change. What's happened to P10? Beto has got a lot of damage at the back there, as we mentioned with the accident at the front. Must have had a bit of contact as well. He's lost a few positions. Number 23, Connor Lee, started 17th and is up into P12. That's a great start for him at the moment. Will there be any moves going in? So if we look at the front, any moves going into the first corner? Nothing at the moment. Fromont had to go on the inside to defend from Andra. Bellens wants a bit of a move. Overguard goes wide on the exit of 1. So he might he might have to go on the defensive here. Brakes at the middle of the track, very safe here. Andra wants to go around the outside of Fromont. Cannot make it stick. They'll go into the kink for basically round 4, and we just keep going on and on because these are the corners you've got to make a move on.
The kind of turn 3, by the way, Jay Barrett.
Oh no, there is big contact! No! Andra lost the back of it going through the horseshoe and got tapped by Bellens, and that causes as well. Who's that caught up with it? That's Otrick as well getting caught up in it. So P4 and 5 and 6 all get caught up there.
Oh, and he's lost a wheel. There's a little dangly wheel on the car number 2, unless that's just popped back on because iRacing. But the car number 5 was on the tail end of that. He's got a good bit of damage to his front right side, as is the car number 17. Switching on the reap. Let's see how they looking. How they looking? Good looking as they come into the horseshoe. 5 still going strong. So Sai is now down the grid, as is the 17.
Yeah, the 17 Reef Muller there just lost the car a bit going out of the bus stop. What happened there? He lost it. He had his teammate Morian in front of him, who had to use the grass because he was never making the exit at the bus stop, and Muller just completely butchered the exit. So very weird there. So at the moment, our top 5 now stands: Blown, Overguard, Fromont, Godefroy, and Bernier. With how's Ferrier? He is behind those. He's behind Godefroy and Bernier. So they're not splitting away so early. Not so early here. We're at lap 3 now.
So the current standing, as it were, for the top 6 of the Fords, either Bass holds the lead with Hyde, Mosquera, and Davenport all within 2 seconds of that number 1 car. So the 4 Fords that are running so far are still doing a good job making a little pack for themselves. We will get the cameras pointed at them in just a second, but let's see what other business we can see going on in the GT1s. There's been no other issue so far. By the way, Sai Andra has not pitted. He is staying out in 16th place, so the damage was not severe enough for him to pull into the pits. But Sebastian Reifmuller and Will Messick have both pulled into the pits. Obviously, they've picked up some damage. But are there any other? I think there are counted 7 cars having damaged that round. That, well, chaotic first 2 laps. I said I was hoping that there weren't going to be any T1 crashes. For the most part, it was absolutely clean. Everybody gave them the space. It was just a little bit of a touch, and from there, it's just it's like having a catalytic reaction where your one car spins and then every other car is like, oh dear, I have no space to turn anymore.
Yeah, it's a shame. That's the way T1's always been. It's so wide, so many different ways you can take the corner, and it's just horrible if you get caught up there. Watching the Ford battle at the moment, Mosquera had a run out of the bus stop on Hyde, but he did what I almost call like the worst thing you can do when you're trying to overtake a person at the bus stop. He tried to go high up the banking of NASCAR 3 and 4. So all that speed he got from being behind Hyde just went out the wall, out the air, just gone. He had nowhere else to go, and he was forced to get back in the slipstream because if he waited until he got onto the straight, he would have had a chance. But losing at the moment, in fact, 2nd and 3rd are just right behind each other by a 1/3 of a second, and Davenport's been bookended by the car 18 of Tamayunas. So the Fords were all bunched up until the traffic just were basically trying to set themselves up.
Car number 7 on board with Vernier. He's got his fixed racing boys in the chat cheering him on. Well, seeing as they're French, it'd be. I was going to say Vamonos, but that's not French. What would be the?
Allez!
Allez!
my years of supporting French esports teams have paid off. It's fantastic. So I also love the French, the French community. It's brilliant. A lot of the people in the GT1 challenge are French, and I would love it to be like that's because of Le Mans, but there's going to be other reasons, I must admit. So the leaders, let's look at the leaders. Blom is a second ahead of Overguard. And in fact, and to be fair, the top three have pulled out about 5 seconds between themselves, even though they're all gapped between themselves and the rest of the field. So really good here, Blom. I'm surprised he's pulling away so easily from Overguard. I would have thought Overguard.
Oh, there's been an accident. The car number 16, sorry, the car number 16 is stuck and has claimed car 21. I want a replay of that. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
So the car number 16 was being chased by the car 20. I think that was... What car was that? So it was the car 16 going in. Oh, and he lost control under braking. And the car number 21 almost got hit by him. Very lucky that he did not get hit by any other traffic, and he was stuck in the wall with nowhere to go. iRacing claims it eats another poor Ford.
The tire monster gets his victim. He will be fine. He will feast for days on that metal. Unfortunately for Hyde, that's almost his race done. There was a lot of damage. I saw a bumper flying out on him as well, so that is bad. I want to just keep an eye. While you were doing that, I was keeping an eye on the lead. Overguard made in runs on Blom there for the on Blom for the moment. Managed to get the lead under a second, and I think it was about half a second going into turn one. Could not make a move, of course, he was too far away, but he is catching the number 3 car of Emmerich. So this looks to be quite juicy, and Vernier is now on the back almost of Godefroy. So while Vernier is really trying to fight his fixed teammate Ferrier behind him, he is also using this slipstream from Godefroy from the Lancier Automobile. Is that their team or is that a sponsor? I'm not sure. I mean, that's a sponsor. It's just pulling. It's trying to pull away, but it's Daytona. You've got to get the corners right, or else you will struggle when you get to the oval.
By the way, I just wanted to have this rear action camera provided to us. Thank you, by the way, by Track Cams. I want you to get a good look at how close they get up to this wall. Ooh, close. Oh, very close. Just a few inches away from the wall as they come into the bus stop. And one little bumper mistake, you're in the wall, essentially, in these cars.
Yeah, and also, one of the things as well is some of the things that some of the guys like to do when they enter the oval and come out the bus stop. They like to go high up the banking and come down. Some people like to do that. It just do a bit of, just give you a little bit of speed, because you're going downhill. You don't use it all the time, but just every now and then you just want to go up and down quickly, and it just gives you that half pipe momentum of speed. So looking good at the moment. Overguard cutting that lead down again. 142.2 was Blob's last time. A 42, or under a 42.1 for Overguard. It was almost a 42 flat. So making the runs right now is this loudmouth Corvette, and Blom in the Aston really has to make some move. It's quite interesting to see not a lot of Corvettes at the front of the field at the moment. The top 5 are four Astons and a Corvette. So Overguard is flying that American flag at Daytona, and this is not Le Mans or Ford versus Ferrari as it was in other countries.
I think the Corvette Speedo isn't working. It was adding a phantom 20 kilometers an hour onto the speed as it's going by the banking on turn 1-2 on NASCAR 1-2. Sorry, you can see the Aston. The rear turns quite a lot during that bus stop, and Stefan Overgaard's car, the Corvette, is very flat compared to it, and he's got the slipstream now. As you can see, he's reeling in the number 3 car of Blom. Oh, he's getting right up close and he's making the pass.
Will he hold it going into turn 1? That's the issue. Well, that's the question. Holds it into T1. Blom, he wants to look to the outside. Decides not. Oh, he comes together. They come together. No, they come together there. Overguard, it's off onto the grass. He might hold on to P4, might hold on to a top 5. 2 seconds, 1 second, Ferrier's coming by, that's P6. Leslie is now 4 seconds, will he hold on to that? He's going to be P6 after all of that. That's an unlucky event there. What happened? If you got a replay,
I just replayed it. He was basically glued to the front bumper of Blom, and then Blom hit his rear right, and netcode ensued.
Oh, it was almost like they got stuck together, like you said, and then as Blom comes around, wow, that's a lot of netcode. That is so unfortunate for Overguard. He might have spun. The only thing is that netcode might have stayed Blom. I know that sounds horrible, but with the way that Overguard was going, Overguard was going to turn into him, and it might have taken Blom out. So netcode giveth, netcode taketh away. Unfortunately,
and then netcode eateth and eateth.
And eateth, yes. So where is Overguard now? He's in P6. The rest of the field is about 5 seconds ahead of him, 6 seconds. So Blom, yeah, almost 10 seconds ahead now. He's lost 10, 13 seconds to that. So he's in P6, and I don't know if he's got a chance of catching, because Ferrier's in the slipstream of Vernier, and Vernier's in the slipstream of Godfrey. So that's going to be tough.
By the way, car number 1, or the car number 11, sorry, Ethan Bass, is currently 3.4 seconds ahead of the rest of the Fords. And let's get a look at him. He's cruising. Oh, sorry, 6 seconds. He's cruising away.
You want to know why though?
Why?
Because Davenport, the last lap, spun at the first horseshoe. The lead, yeah, Davenport spun at the first horseshoe, went off at the second horseshoe. And don't tell me he made a mistake at the bus stop. No. So he had 2 mistakes at both. He had a mistake at both horseshoes. He had a 2-minute lap time, and he had all that lead taken away. Because Ethan didn't have the fastest of the laps. He had a 51, but Thomas lost 9 seconds on that lap, and he also may have picked up some damage hitting the wall. So now Davenport's in a fight for P2 to defend P2 from Mosquera. And that's not exactly going to be easy. Mosquera, he's on flat land this time. He will make the advantage. He is on the outside, but he's faster. He's got to make this stick if he comes around the corner. And Davenport yields. Davenport does not want to take that fight right now. He will slow down, take it wide. Every time they come around the first corner, it does look like they're going wide. That's the line that they take, so don't worry. So Davenport now yields P2. Is in P3 after leading 2 laps ago.
I just have to... Is Mosquera running a Soviet Union livery?
No.
Yes, it is.
Is it? Oh, what?
What's this?
No. We don't know. No, don't look at the images. Don't look at the images. No. Do not look at the images on the front of his car.
I haven't looked at the images on the front of his car.
But, don't. I've got nothing to say after that. So Blom in the lead, 5 seconds is the gap now. So unless, touch wood, I'm knocking on the wood as always, unless he has a mistake or 2, he should have the win. We're over halfway done. The battle really is actually going to be a P3 and P4 at the moment. Vernier just under a second behind Godfrey, and Godfrey really has to hold on to this podium. But he's got 2 fixed racing cars behind him that are looking to pounce when they get the chance. But they have been slower the last couple of laps, so they've really got to find something as they come around here.
Just to give you an idea of the current set of battles, Vernier is only about 0.8 of a second behind the car number 3 of Godefroy, and Ferrier is only 0.7 now because Vernier took the inside line going into the bus stop, so he's lost a bit of time. So it's a extended battle for position 3 at the moment with 13 minutes to go. And by the way, that incident at turn 1 between Blom and the car number 1 of Stefan Overgaard definitely was avoidable by Blom himself. He needed to give more room there. He was glued to the back of that poor Corvette.
Tell you what, I was just watching Vernier as he was going, and there is nothing scarier than arriving or than heading to the bus stop and a lap car disappears, as Kevin Falling disappeared as Vernier was starting to get to the bus stop, was forced to take a shallower line, and no one knew where Falling went. He blinked back after he completed the bus stop. How scary must that be for everybody trying to lap him when the guy you're trying to lap disappears for the entirety of the bus stop? So Vernier lost time because of that. He lost time to Godefroy, but he didn't lose time to Ferrier. In fact, he gained a bit of time, as Ferrier must have also had some issues. Does help Overgaard. He is now 3.4 behind Ferrier. He's pulled away from Robson. He does have a chance with 11 minutes left to try his best and catch up and get a P5 and get a top 5. And that would be a great recovery. Also a good recovery at the moment for Sayandra. Back in P13 now. Still had a bit of damage, doesn't he? Yeah, he still got damage, but P13, not too bad after that horrible start.
By the way, whoever just raided us, thank you very much. I cannot see who it is, but you're a lovely person. I thank you very much.
Joe. Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe. That's Rob. This is Craig. This is Raddy on TV. We do broadcasts.
By the way, I'm looking at Sai's car. It is very damaged. But, I mean, it doesn't seem to be affecting his times a lot. He was only 0.2 of a second slower than the car number 8 of Jonathan Hazenroria. Oh, I butchered that already.
Razana Honey, I'm gonna have to PM him and ask, how do you pronounce your last name? Because he's a regular for the series, and I would love to not butcher some of these guys' names. And that's one I really would love to get to know, if I'm honest.
I think we need to sit down and have a class on how to pronounce some of these names, because we just can't do it.
Side A, Simon Vernier. Simon Vernier. Side 2.
The number 1, number 2, if you have to get glasses, you'd know this. You have to have the lenses put in front of you. The number 1 and the number 2.
Number 1, number 2. Which one's better? Yeah, there's so many jokes we can do with that. Let's get back to the Ford. Actually, I'll tell you what, Davenport must have some damage after going off. You know, I said he might have hit the wall. He has lost 6 seconds to Mosquera, and he hasn't gone off. That is just, he's doing 149s, and Mosquera was doing a 148, while Ethan's being Ethan. I think he's the only man on iRacing that can drive this car, because this was the one that got killed to oblivion in the last update, am I right? Mm-hmm. And I think he's the only person that can drive these cars, apart from Nathan Ames. They're the only guys that can drive this car.
How am I doing? I'm doing grand, Joe. Just doing some broadcasts for the Fanatec GT Challenge. These guys are putting on a good show, so we're excited to see how the next 10 minutes, or 8 minutes, 9 minutes really, play out at the moment.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to the Fanatec GT Challenge. We know that Nils, not Nils and Huskenveld, but Nils Stankowski, the community rep of this, has done a great job of reviving this series. Hashtag make GT1 great again. Fanatec GT Challenge finally have a Discord. You can find that on the forums. You've got also then, once again, you've got to give a shout out to Dan. Have I got that right this week? It is Dan this week.
Yeah.
I've got that right. Dan Muller, who does provide setups for the community. Other people provide setups, but Oh, we've got a spun out. That's Kevin Falling. Kevin Falling, the blinking car we were on about earlier, has spun out the bus stop. Dan Muller provides the setups, and Niels has now finally got a Discord. And this community is just starting to grow, and it's fantastic to see the resurrection of GT1s.
They may be gone in real life, but they're still in our hearts. As, by the way, Jonathan Razanoria, he made an overtake on the first bus stop, or not the first bus stop, the first horseshoe, over Leonardo Bayo, making it look easy, really. Bayo was on the outside line, dies in the car number 8 to make the absolute grand move, and he's now open to 11th and chasing down Stefan Leslie. He might not be able to make it. It is quite a distance to make up, but let's see if he can do it.
17 places this guy has made up. He did not set a qualifying lap, and he has been on a charge. 1:43.7, one of the fastest times at the moment, was his last lap. Doing well, and I'm crossing my fingers not to curse him, because he has driven this well. He's got 7 minutes left, like we were saying, 5 seconds behind Leslie. Not sure if he can do it. Now the question is, can Overgaard do it? That deficit is now 2.9, so he's not made up time. In fact, he lost time there to Ferrier. But there's still, well, there's 7 minutes, so what we're looking at, 5 laps left. So there's still a chance he can do something here. Not at the expense of Ferrier. Ferrier, again, a regular. Let's hope he doesn't crash out, touch wood. He is 0.7 behind his team, behind Vernier. And they're both in different. They're both in the same team, both in different cars. Vernier in the Aston, Ferrier in the Corvette. So different liveries, but same team.
You can see, by the way, just how flat that Corvette corners. You can see it in the cockpit view when you're looking at the rear end of that Aston, the number 7 Aston. You can see the Aston's rack just sort of wiggle out as it's coming through the bus stop, and on board with Ferrier, you can just feel the car just it's much more stiff. You know, it's much stiffer going through the bus stop. Oh, there's been an incident into turn 1. Is that our man?
Davenport, he's locked, he's slid and locked the wheels up, providing a bit of a smoke screen there for Vernier. He's okay, hasn't lost much time. I just got to say, you mentioned how the Corvette is so stiff and fine through the corners, and I just can only think about the old jokes that the British motorsport press would bring up, saying American muscle cars can't turn. And that's all I can think of when you say how planted the Corvettes are. But this is such a well-placed car at the moment. He's the fastest Corvette on the racetrack at the moment, Ferrier, and he is doing so well, just keeping that car where it is. But he has lost time to Overgaard. He's now 2.4 seconds ahead of Overgaard. He is on a charge, Stefan. It would be amazing if he could get back to get a top 5 after that unfortunate accident with Blom about 10 minutes ago.
It was very unfortunate. But as I said before, there's the car of Kevin Felling on the in-road. He's got a huge amount of damage to that rear end. I think he's on the pit limiter at the moment. He's only going 90, so he is on the pit limiter. I don't know what's happened to his car, but looking at it, the rear end does look very mangled. I think he might have spun backwards into one of the barriers at one of the bus stops. He wasn't having a grand old time out there anyway. He's already been in the pits once this race, and then he's going back in again to probably retire.
Yeah, he was. I think he was actually on his outlap. So that's very interesting, and he's going really slow. Like you said, it's the pit limiter, but I'm not sure what he's doing. Kevin, is everything okay, my friend? That's very weird. He does go into the pits. I'm not entirely sure what on earth's happened there, because I can't see it, but not been a good race for the man. He will finish P4. That's a shame. P1, sorry, is still in the GT, in the Ford, sorry, is Ethan Bass. who's finally been lapped by the lead GT1. Mosquera will take P2, and Davenport will take P3. I mean, that's just confirmed now. That'll be the order practically for the Fords. They're the only ones running. But where is Vernier? Vernier is now got the slipstream of Ferrier. Sorry, he's got Ferrier in the slipstream again. And there's 2:45 left, so we're going to get 2 more laps. So there is time for Ferrier to do something, but Overgaard, I think he's missed the boat. He's now 2 seconds behind Ferrier as he gets past. That's a very sad looking forward there by Justin K. But he's 2 seconds behind Ferrier. He was half a second faster last lap. I can't see him catching now. It's going to be the battle between Vernier and Ferrier.
And Ferrier is about a second behind him, so he needs to make it happen within the next just under 2 laps as the car of number 21 goes wide into turn 1. It holds up Vernier. He would not have wanted this. He needs to keep as much distance between himself and Ferrier. Vernier and Ferrier, it sounds like, you know, like 2 really close cousins, you know, just
Vernier and Ferrier.
Yeah. Something like a rhyme.
Yeah, it's but there was a term we created earlier in the week when we were watching the Island Mess. It's bookend. It's putting something in between you to hold you up. Because you can't call it pinching, that's a different thing. So Vernier, in some respect, used the car of Mosquera there to bookend Ferrier, and actually it worked because now Overgaard is in the slipstream with a lap and a half to go. Overgaard is in the slipstream of Ferrier, and Vernier is actually slowly pulling away. So we've got a 3-car battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th as we head into the final lap. Where is Blom? He is coming around NASCAR 3 and 4. When he comes out of NASCAR 4, gets onto the tri-oval, he will see the white flag and will be starting the final lap of the race as Razan Nahora goes green. Well, we're looking at this with a 42.2 and is on the back as well as Stephanie Leslie.
Stefan.
It is Stefan, okay.
I'm at least able to do the French names. Every other name I can't do. As Stefan Overgaard, he's braking very aggressive. Ooh, a little slide. And there's now 4 cars bunched up together. It is 6th through 3rd, I think. There are 3 fixed racing cars there in front of them. The car... Is that the car 24 ahead of them?
I don't think so. Where is car 24? Good question.
It's 34. Apologies. 34. The car 34 in this case.
You know what the question is though? Will any of them? Someone will have to make a move. And you don't want to make a move in the bus stop. What's happened? Ferrier blinked. Vernier blinked. Oh, you might be right about being brothers or something because they blinked at the same time. Just get it right. So, they're coming around to NASCAR 1 and 2. Vernier's got slipstream of Bouvier. Ferrier's got the slipstream of Vernier. Overgaard's got the slipstream of Ferrier. This is going to be pretty crazy. And Bouvier will not hold them up. Because, well, why would he hold up his teammate? But at the same time, it's not like he's going slow. He will now go up high. As we just see at the end, I'm pretty sure, yeah, Blom takes the checkered flag. We'll just say that. Blom takes the checkered flag. We want to keep an eye on this battle right now with Vernier and Ferrier and Overgaard. It looks like they're going to go side by side. Vernier, no, that's Vernier and Bouvier, sorry. Ferrier cannot make a move.
Stefan Overgaard going side by side. Does he make it? Does he make it? Did he make it?
No. Yes! No, he did not.
Oh.
He did not. Well, that was a bit of an interesting finish.
Close. I want to replay that. Oh, so we get a replay of the car number 1 and the car number 4. The car number 1 hugs the back of the car number 4, Thomas Ferrier. He goes to the outside. He
How
just
close
missed
was
it.
the gap?
It was very
How
close.
close
On a slow-mo, he was very close.
I mean, all I'm going to say is Ferrier was 16.099. Okay, sorry, we'll start with Vernier. Sorry. Simon Vernier was 15.984 seconds behind Blom. Ferrier was 16.099 seconds behind Blom. Overgaard was 16.103 seconds behind Blom. So Ferrier beat Overgaard. Sorry, that was Overgaard, the last car I mentioned. Beat Overgaard by 4,000th of a second.
Oh, he absolutely gave it his best shot. And while we're at it, we might as well go through the rest of the results then. So I will start this time. Alex Blom. Emerick Blom wins the race. After 18 laps, he held a very comfortable lead from the start. Fremont was 8 seconds down the road and really put the pedal to the metal. Godefroy was 12 seconds down the road. Vernier, after sitting nice and cool, crisp and clean, he managed to pick up the positions that had, came about to him after Overgaard and Blom had that incident going into turn 1. And of course, the few other incidents that were dotted around. Ferrier with a 16.1 flat. Overgaard 0.003 of a second behind him. That was such a close race to the end. Robinson none. I said Robinson. It's Robinson with 7th place, is 28 seconds down the road. Razan Horia was 29.984 seconds down the road. O'Shea was 30 seconds down the road. That's Cedric O'Shea. Leslie was 33 seconds down the road. Bayad was 43 seconds down the road. Moraine was 43 seconds down the road in 11th and 12th. Sai Andra had that lap 1 incident. He was one of 3 cars that had a lap 1 incident, and he did climb back a little bit. He was, I think, at 16th at one point, but he is finishing 13th with 46 seconds down the road. Henry 7, 51.980 on 14th.
En français.
Oh, Henry. With 51.980 seconds down the road. Garbin with 52 seconds down the road. Felsted, who finished in 16th, 53 seconds down the road. Tamo Isnuas finished 1 minute 17 seconds down the road. So Bellens, I think we might have not caught him. He might have had issues. He definitely is worthy of being up on the near top 10 of the grid, but he finishes 18th, 1 minute 18 seconds down the road. And we get down to the rest of the list. It's Lofton, 1 minute 28 seconds down the road in 19th place. Cornelis with a 1:34.590 down the road in 20th place. Brown, 8 in 21st place, 1 minute 39 seconds down the road. Bacchus 2, 1 minute 41 seconds down the road. And we get to the end now of sort of the runners. I'm not going to pronounce that. The car number 29 in 23rd place, 2 minutes down the road, and then we get to the lapped cars then. So the lapped cars in this case would be Thomas Bouvier was lapped. Sebastian Rathbunner was lapped. Russell Wheatley was lapped. Benjamin Gauchy was lapped. Glenn Brongest was lapped. Will Messick retired after 3 laps. And Giulio Di Carpio was lapped 16 times and retired on the 2nd lap.
Yep, and to go over the Ford 6 starters, 3 proper finishers really. Ethan Bass took the win. Started strong, finished strong. Javier Mosquera finished 14 seconds behind. Thomas Davenport take P3. He was leading at one stage and had a couple spins on 1 lap and lost everything. He finishes P3, 35 seconds down the line. Justin Kay never took the start, came back, finished 5 laps down, but took home P4. 30 seconds behind him was J.E. Hyde. He was a strong start. I think he was P2 to start off there for the class. He finished 30 seconds behind Kay, 5 laps down, and a lap behind them, 6 laps down, was Kevin falling. I'm not entirely sure because weird symbols.
It doesn't even display properly. It's an A with a squiggle and 1/4 sign on the broadcast. But
Calling?
Yeah.
Maybe it's trying to say quarter, so it's calling. I don't know.
But Craig, who was your driver of the day?
Gotta be Jonathan. Car number 8, Jonathan Ranazahora. 19 positions made up. Okay, there were 3 cars in that whole, basically at the front there that had accidents. 4 actually in front of him had accidents. He did that on speed alone. Was one of the top times. He actually had the fastest time for the final lap out of everybody. He did a 1:42.6 to finish the race. So really great going there by him. Was really consistent all the time with 42s and 43s. Making up 19 places on a 30-minute lap is very hard to do.
I mean, it's around Daytona, so anything can really happen. It may be simple, we may mock it for being simple, but at the very same time, that turn 1 that can eat you alive, and it did in this case. It was the car of number 16, Hyde, who had that accident going into turn 1. Let's see if I can.
Ah, yes, the tire monster.
The tire monster.
Yeah, while you just look for that, I will say if you have enjoyed us, we'll be back Wednesday night with League Racing, the RSR World Sport Championship, the opening race of the season after the press day. The shakedown happened at Brands Hatch while we're watching J.E. Hyde hit the tyre wall at the moment. We'll be back Wednesday, the 90 minutes of the 90 minutes of Spa. We'll be back Wednesday, and then Friday night again for more ILMS action. I can't remember where we are. We're at Spa again for ILMS as well, so it's a week of Spa next week. I mean, the only people not going there is the Fanatec GT ones. But if you have enjoyed us, like, subscribe, and all that social media shill. Do check us out, and like I said, if you do enjoy the Fanatec GT, if you have enjoyed this, there is a community growing for the GT1 challenge. Hashtag make GT1 great again, and on the forums you will find the link to the Discord and other places for setups and everything. So do check it out.
I hate to do this, but it's in slow motion.
Oh no. Oh,
you can just see it going in. Oh, bang! And the right tire goes through the bonnet, and you can see it there. He's just stuck in the wall. And as you can see, the car 21 sliding past nearly hit him as he was going in. Poor Hyde, by the way. He was doing very well up until that point, and then just the car and the tire wall eating him alive. But until next time, guys. Until next week for the GT1s on Sunday. We'll be back again on Wednesday for the RSL World Series. Until then, take care, guys. Have a awesome rest of the weekend. Hopefully you don't have too many Monday blues. But if you do, you can always watch us back on YouTube. Take care, guys, and enjoy yourselves.